All right, Paul, your reaction to the decision tonight to not make the Maya's Garden the city council?
I think that's a decision that's well worth it. Let them, if they have other buildings that need to be looked at and can possibly be used, let's use those first before we jump any conclusions into Maya's Garden. One, to me personally, and I'm talking to myself, that would be a conflict of interest because Maya, and that's her dad's building, so there's a conflict of interest there. As stated in the community earlier in the meeting, they come up and said, well, we're all related to a small community. No, we're not. We're a big community now. It's just a handful of people that are still living here are grouped together, and that's what makes our community will never progress because of certain people in this community are not working together. I have a lot of knowledge. I'd be more than happy to help them, but they've never come ask for my help. So, what's transparent about that? If I applied for one of these positions, I would never get it. Why? Because I'm too good at what I do, and they know that.
Okay, so we kind of got off topic there, but back to the conversation about this. Isn't tonight's decision an indicator that there's a process in place, and if folks disagree with the direction that council can go to, they can come before council, voice their concerns, and ultimately the decision, at least in tonight's case, was changed?
Yes, in tonight's case, that was a good decision by the council, and I applaud them for that. And again, like I said, if they really look hard enough, there's buildings here that possibly can be used. Now, some of the buildings that they mentioned, granted, $40,000 to renovate a building, that's too much for a city who was just getting started. I do applaud them for taking it off the agenda. Maybe that's because of the media being here, but they did do the right thing tonight.
Paul, you said something that I thought was really interesting. You said it right now in an interview, but you said it during public comment, and so I just want to examine that one particular comment. You said, we'd be better off with Socorro. Do you really believe that? Or, because I know you were really involved in the incorporation effort. I know that you were involved strongly and very visibly in the effort to stop the annexation of Socorro. So do you really believe the folks here are better off in the city of Socorro?
If our current mayor and council members proceed the path that are not good for our community, yes, we would have been better off, because Socorro now has a very good government in place, and they are doing very good right now. So yes, I would say at the time when we spoke very highly, and I started that against the incorporation from Socorro, yes, we did not want to be part of Socorro because you had people in the city council there not doing very good, and now currently they are doing very good, and yes, I think we would have been better off.
Okay, and if you had your druthers, where would you want the city hall to be?
If I had a place for the city hall, I would approach the school more often, because that's where I would have started before this Sanchez Maya's Garden would have came up.
Well, Alderperson Hurtado raised a really interesting point. She said that it's a security risk to have it on the campuses, and I understand that there was an offer by San Elizario School District to provide portable units, but they would have been on campus. And I think she rightly points out that there's a security issue by having, because you would in effect prevent some people from being able to petition their government if there's a restriction for them being on a campus with children.
Yes, and you're absolutely right. Security for the school would be the most definitely objective thing to have in the school. So yes, we wouldn't want our portables next to the school. But one of the places would have been the XL building, and I think if we would have worked with the superintendent, school board, they may have given us that XL building, and that would have been a perfect place because it is a distance from the school. The only thing that would have been around them would be the Head Start school, but it would have been enough distance for people to come talk to the city government without endangering any students was in our district.
All right, thanks a lot.